This is Margaret Ann Windsor, and my father's Edward VIII, who married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor from Madison, Wisconsin. My mom's an American, so your queen was American, your queen mom. Not Elizabeth, she's a war criminal, and that whole brood of her family, and even Elizabeth and Lord Snowden that she married, and Elizabeth gave him a title, okay? She took my title. Her father did. Her father helped in my kidnapping and taking down one of the greatest men on the planet. And that was my father, Edward VIII. He would not go along with the Illuminati, wouldn't follow orders from Illuminati and the Freemasons. That's the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers. Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador by Roosevelt, President of the United States. By the way, speaking of interfering in other countries' elections or government, what do you think happened to me? I was kidnapped. My father was taken down illegally, and still they can't tell the truth. And here, I wanted to insert this because here, the United States has been responsible for having one of the men that I hope I can somehow, and I wonder if only God can do it. I'm talking about Julian Assange, who gave so much of his life, and he's in prison for telling the truth. And they intend to bring him over here and prosecute him. Well, why don't you tell about me? Why don't you tell about my father and mother and what you've done? And you're not interfering in another government's politics. Julian Assange is guilty of telling the truth, having the guts and telling the truth. Now, what do I want to get up here and say today? Anyway, I hope 2020 is a better year. Of course, I'm old, so I don't have much time left, I suppose. I would like to have my name back. I'd like for the truth in all this to be told because it's so ugly and it needs told. The pain and suffering and done to my children and someone else I love very dearly, and I'm not going to mention at the moment. Anyway, don't want to put too much up my time ago. I want to say this, and I hope I'm not going too far with this. They put it up on Facebook today and on Messenger, and I wanted to thank them, so I guess it's okay to say this. Two of my cousins had the guts. One's Greg and one's Joanna. And they had the guts to go up and tell the truth and gave me a title. They gave it to me. And they have the background. You can look on my timeline if you want to. So they had the guts to tell the truth, something none of the others have had. And they all go to church on Sunday. They all have Christmas dinner together. And I suppose Christmas dinner is saying thanks to God, going to Church of England and all that, saying thanks to God. And yet Elizabeth's father, as she's praying and they're bowing down to her and calling her queen when she's a war criminal, I wish you could see the homes and the money that she has given to that family. They have fishing and ponds and horses, and they give to charity. And I hope you get to see what they did to the real queen. That's me. Now, I'm Queen Victoria II, the day my father was supposed to have abdicated. There was an attachment. They forced him out. He didn't marry Wallace Simpson. A double did. A double abdicated. My father didn't. That wasn't his abdication speech. He didn't make it. So I was born and they had to kidnap me then. The abdication was supposed to have taken place in 1936. My father married my mom, and I was born in 1939. And I was born Victoria II. My father had made attachments and made it legal, went through the right process, made it legal that if he had an heir, the heir would inherit. So I became Victoria II, and they kidnapped me and brought me to Moulton, Alabama. And I grew up in horror, but not just poverty. I grew up in such pain and suffering, and I don't think me and my sons, Mark and Scott, ever known anything else, really. And so they're heirs after me, and I have not seen them. I can only pray every day that they're alive, and the truth about all this is told. So I'm going to stop here, because I know that some of my German relatives helped, or I wouldn't be alive. I know that. And it's quite possible that some of the family in the Windsors have helped. I think so. I hope so. But so far, I've heard no one step up to the plate like Greg and Joanna. And I'm on Facebook where they posted it. And they have the authority to. And my thing is, why were they the first to step up to the plate? And I hope one day that all of this is told. I hope it's the beginning of the truth. And people pay for their crimes. And people are also rewarded for having the guts to tell the truth and stand up and say, here I am. I'm going to tell the truth. Let's see if there's any more cousins or uncles or aunts or all these titles that are tossed around to the wrong people. Because Lizzie Borden, and that's my word, that's for Elizabeth. And look up, if you're not Americans, look up Lizzie Borden. Google her. You'll see who she is. You tell me how she's any different or any of that brood. The sick, despicable, war crimes beyond belief, wealth, running around like they're good people, being bowed down to. When they walk into church, my God, they must, I don't know, they're thinking, do they think they can fool him? I would be afraid if I were them.